Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video, I want to take a look at Dragon Ball Heroes and just kind of talk a bit about whether it's worth it to summon on the Dragon Ball Heroes banners and just discuss it a bit because I love Dragon Ball Heroes. Dragon Ball Heroes, if you guys don't know, is a joint, very brief celebration. It's like 2 weeks long. It occurs in conjunction with the DB Heroes anniversary. And basically Super Dragon Ball Heroes is the what if of Dragon Ball manga. It's like or anime. It's like the what if Goku and Vegeta fused and they had Ultra Instinct and also were Super Saiyan 4 and then Gogeta fused with Vegeta. Like, it's the what if kind of Dragon Ball manga. Or anime, sorry. And it's a fun time, and it's a fun category. Now, in Dokkan, they basically release all these Dragon Ball Heroes units, and for I'd say a month in the game, these are all crazy. They last a bit longer, of course, with dupes and that, but they're nuts. They do, you'll see them do crazy attack stats, and they'll have crazy defensive stats. Usually, sometimes it's not the case, but generally speaking, they're fun. They're weird, they're wacky. Some of them have guards, some of them will have crit, some of them will have, look, you only get Weirus because of things like heroes and crossover and stuff, you only get crazy units like Super Hearts, who's this pseudo support guard mechanic. Fu, who's just this evasion unit that does high damage. You get all these interestingly designed units, and I think that's probably the most fun because they're all very interesting and well designed, and they're a lot of fun, and I think that's part of the appeal. But the thing is they don't last forever. The game seems to be working on 6-month cycles, so every 6 months we seem to get some new crazy event that basically pushes the units around the anniversary to being at their max capacity, and then the units for the next 6 months solve that event, and then the anniversary comes around and releases a new event that all the units struggle with, except for the Annie units, in the cycle that kind of repeats. We feel like we're getting this kind of 6-month, half-year-ish kind of regrade or re-upping of difficulty. And I think what that does is it gives the heroes category a very big problem, because they always tend to go through 2 cycles of difficulty increase before they rock up again. So unless you have heroes rainbowed, they tend to go through the cycle of, they're really, really good at the moment they release, and then instantly on JP side, the anniversary comes out, and then the WWC comes out, and then all of a sudden, they're not at the same level. And that's where it feels a tiny bit, for me, disappointing to summon on Heroes banners. You have to enjoy collecting the Heroes units to summon on them. I think the only way to solve this is for them to remove some of the restrictions they place on Heroes units. So a lot of the times Heroes units are great on Heroes teams, and this is not a bad thing. It means that having a team of Heroes units is really, really good. But what it does is, when the Heroes team fades out, when 1 or 2 or 3 of those units start to suffer, then the 2 or 3 that are still really solid can't work in the same capacity, because they're reliant on those 2 or 3 other units for their team or their full passive, or for things to activate. So I think they need to remove some of those restrictions. They can keep some of the ones that maybe make them 10 out of 10 units and leave them, but they gotta start leaving them at 9 out of 10 on the power scale without crossover characters, or they need to make the restrictions malleable. I think Vegeta and Goku's restrictions from last year were okay, but I think because of that they nerfed the units a bit too much. Whereas I look at Hearts here. Hearts is actually still a great unit. He just has the unfortunate side effect of being literally unable to activate his passive, which limits his damage huge, and nowadays damage is king, so it is important. The guaranteed feature does help, but ultimately for me, I think Heroes is one of those things you have to love Heroes, and you have to acknowledge that you're probably not getting the longest value out of these units. I love it. I enjoy it. I want to know what you think. Bye.